Wait! Wait, Smage! Smage! Smage, wait! Wait, I have to tell you something! Smage! Oh. I have to tell you something! Wait a minute! Come back! I have to tell you something! Bitch! Hello. Me and Smage are just having a bit of fun. Doing a bit of goofing. Doing a bit of spirited goofing. I hope everyone's having an okay day. I'm still tired. In case anyone was like, Cahill, you canceled stream the last time. Everything going alright? I'm like, you know. I'm alright. I adore you, Smage. Anyway, yeah. I'm tired and stuff still, but I don't know. I'm doing okay. Like, I'm like, you know, I'm okay enough to stream. Might not be the most high energy stream, unless we get into some of our funny stuff that we do sometimes. Oak! Hello! So yeah, in case you're wondering, I forget how much I worked on this on stream, but I'm redoing my comic, my Patreon comic. I'm about halfway done now. There's 11 pages out. I'm redoing them all. And with new art and stuff. The art might look the same to some people, but there are certain things I'm changing about it, which I'm actually very happy with for the most part so far. I think part of my process in trying to make it look more like a 60s comic kind of got to me in different ways. And I've decided to just forego all that, not even care, and make it digitally and kind of go for more of a manga look this time. So that's what we're doing. And yeah. I was gonna do pages I had released publicly on stream, but then I ended up canceling a stream and not doing that. So I've just decided, you know, whatever. If you want to watch, I mean, I did already say, like I have worked on private, you know, Patreon exclusive pages already on stream. And I think part of the reason I've been okay with that is because in my mind, if the pages don't have lots of text or whatever, if I do not include the chat bubbles in the page, then, you know, not even discrediting myself as an artist, but like, you're only getting so much of the story, you know. No dialogue, no explanation, no anything. You're not exactly getting the full comic there, are you? I was actually watching a video I've been meaning to watch for a long time, just before stream. From a guy from Super Eye Patch Wolf, who I've mentioned before. I mentioned so many like influencers, and eventually one of them was going to be problematic. Like, I don't think I follow people or mention people who would end up being awful eventually. Pig, did you end your stream early? When did you start streaming? No, Shadow Mage. I'm glad you watch him too. He's cool. I do mean to watch. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow, because guess what? Tomorrow, we're doing more SCP rankings. So I want to get in the mood, which is one. Listen, I completely lost track. I'm fucking Pig. I'm fucking. Anyway, I was watching one he made about 6 months ago about what Shonen Jump is up to. He makes them regularly, apparently. But I've only started following him regularly very recently, so he has not made a new one since I started. By heart. But regardless, he's making that. I mean, the one thing I got from that is how many cancellations there are. Like dang oh dang. Shonen Jump does cancel many of its series. Though I was surprised to learn, who are you fucking? Tell me, why are you gay? I'm not gay. You are gay. Great video. He's in fact, yeah, I'm fucking in general. I'm not. Also, here's the thing I didn't know. So apparently Shonen Jump, I've talked about this before. The Shonen Jump app, at least on my app store that I can see and have and use on iOS, the Shonen Jump app is $1, which is insane. You can read all of One Piece and Dragon Ball and all other good manga for $1. Manga, not maybe shaky anime adaptations. Original manga for $1. Like if you want to read it in a month, it's $1. And I've talked about One Piece a lot recently. And you want to know something? Super Eye Patch Wolf said in this video. He said if you read 30 minutes of One Piece a day, it would take you a year to finish. And actually, I don't know what he meant by 30 minutes. I don't know. But I was like, I've been blasting through it. I'm actually almost immediately followed by manga. Yeah. I'm not consistent. But regardless, what was I just talking about? Anyway, he talked about how apparently Shonen now has like, there's two different things. There's regular Shonen Jump, which is what they've always used, and now they have Shonen Plus, which is a website. I mean, not Shonen, Jump Plus, which is a free website, and that's where Spy Family came from. And apparently a lot of the new stuff exclusive to that website is really popping off in sales and views. So it's like a thing. And also he mentioned how far One Piece has fallen. Like, it's not doing bad, but the thing is, it's One Piece, and it's supposed to do the best, and it isn't. In fact, there's many series further ahead of One Piece in sales. Like, ongoing sales, not legacy sales at the moment. Altogether, One Piece sells the most. But as of like new stuff coming out is not. Oh shit. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. That's the thing, right? I'm doing this in a manga style now for a lot of reasons. Nothing would make me want to be a manga artist like in the actual industry. In fact, at this point, I think the best thing that could happen for me is if this just popped off online as I'm independently making it. No worry about any kind of publisher. Probably not gonna happen, but I can dream. Listen, I like Alex. Alex is one of my favorite boys. He's a good boy. Loves his mama. I've never really even thought about Alex's relationship with his mom specifically, because he has like a quote-unquote adoptive father, but I never thought about his mom. I think part of it is just because the whole deal is that he's ended up growing distant given the stuff that's happened to him. So while he still loves his family and still likes to go see him every now and then, he can't really be like, And I still live with my family and see them all the time. I don't know how many people that'll be relatable to, but it's what I think works for Alex. I feel like growing distant from your family, given stuff you personally have gone through, happens to a good amount of people. I don't know. I mean, that's the key, right? That's the thing that makes the whole series work, is that I don't know what the fuck normal people... like, I don't know if I'm relating to people, or if I know what other people's experiences are like. Like, it's all alien to me. So I make a series about it being alien to me. And Alex by extension. Or being alien to Alex and me by extension? Who knows? Violated the democratic power of point blank sun microgeneration. I'm sure that only means good things. I'm sure whatever Shadow Mage just said is only good and healthy for him and Bugs. Oh no. That's not a micro sun. Like, it is a nuclear explosion, but I feel like suns and stars are decidedly different from nuclear bombs. Legalize nuclear bombs. Goes the TikTok audio. If it's fusion, it's a micro sun. I see. You know what? Fair enough. Pretty shitty sun, though. I still feel like calling an explosion a sun is like, yeah, I guess. You know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, same processes, different results. Granted, I believe largely by environment. No, there's different factors that make them, that cause the end result to be different. You can play with your definitions all you want, science man. I know a sun when I see one, and it's up. Being intelligent is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Being wise is knowing that vegetable is a cuisine term, and thus tomato can be a vegetable. Vegetables are not a thing in nature, they're just parts of a plant. Thus, the term vegetable applies more in cuisine than it does to biology. It's a lack of understanding. Can explode KL. Yeah, and I don't care. I know what a sun is. Not belong in a fruit salad. Yeah. I know I didn't say the quote right, but I want to, like, put that in there. I just want to say. And I'm not even saying I'm wise for knowing that. It's kind of like, I've talked before, I don't like about, like, you know, certain kinds of, like, college humor, where it's just like, what if the Mushroom Kingdom isn't real because Mario's on drugs? Like, I hate those kinds of jokes. And I feel like there's an overlap with that. And, like, saying tomato's a fruit. Like, people know. We know. Yeah. But that's the thing I find more shocking, you know? Like, how many people know about that? It's like, vegetables aren't a class of plant. Tomatoes aren't a... well, I guess Is tomato the plant? Is it called? Is the whole thing called a tomato? If I find tomatoes growing in the wild, and I point to the whole ass plant, is that tomato, or is it just the shiny red bit? Kate makes ketchup a smoothie. But regardless, vegetables, anything labeled as a vegetable is not like a single thing unto itself. It is a part of a plant, which does still qualify tomatoes. Just because they're biologically fruit doesn't mean much. Anyway, so this is what I've been doing for a lot of these pages, is whereas some of them I have changed some of the compositional parts, I've mostly been going in, fixing mistakes I don't enjoy, and giving them more detail. Because if I'm free to largely focus on line art, and I enjoy what that style looks like more, then, you know, then I'm gonna take my time doing line art more. So yeah. I hope everyone's had a good day. I'm not trying to like blow it out of proportion, but the day I canceled stream was because I was at a short shift at my job, which should have been and sounds easy. But unfortunately, I was stuck on the same ride for roughly 5 hours, and that's not supposed to be how it is. The way it's supposed to go is that you get switched off every hour, which used to annoy me, but when you get down to it, it's kind of like driving on a long road, a long straight road for a while. If you don't have something else to do, you get tunnel vision. You get real out of it. And again, I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion. I was on what I would consider probably the most labor intensive ride in my section. Like the thing that requires the most exertion out of a person to operate it. And I was there for the entire time. So I was in a bad mood towards the end of my shift. And I was like, I need a break. I'm canceling stream. Nothing I stream tonight will end up being good. I was giving birth? Yes. No, that's... you. I said labor intensive, Shadow Mage. You heard intensive labor. Oh no. Words. Are we... is this the fucking... and I'm not calling out Shadow Mage specifically. But... thank you. This is just the semantic stream. The Call Cahill out stream. As Pig comes in with, you don't know my schedule off the top of your head. But yeah. That's the thing, right? So, I mean, there's plenty, there's one or two positions in the area I work at the amusement park that is literally sit down and press buttons, right? Not very labor intensive. The problem with the ride I was out all day is it requires you to constantly be bending over, which could be lewd, but it's not, especially since it's a ride for kids. I mean, basically, for some reason, the locks on the seat belts are locked, and the people are not allowed physically. Like, they cannot. The riders cannot open them themselves. Whether the ride is moving or not, when you are locked on the seat, the only one who can get you out is the person operating the ride. So you have to go around at the start and end of each cycle doing that. In a ride for little kids with their parents that a lot of people can get on. And you're the only person there. So, and I did it for 5 hours, and I was tired. I was like, I'm not. And I was like, I'm not blaming my boss. I don't know what was happening, right? Like, because that's the thing, right? You're like, Cahill, blame your boss. They're bad at their job. But guess what? When I'm talking about, like, my boss, I'm only talking about, like, the person directly above me. Which changes every day, because they're basically just hyped up employees at my level. Like, they are not particularly in charge of anything other than shift-to-shift activities. So, like, this was not some grand plan. I have no doubt there's no consideration up front. Like, you know, it was a case of things have worked out this way. Oh no, oh gosh, oh boy. So, and then this weekend I didn't have to do that ride at all. So, you know what? Squash the beef, call it even. Oh yeah, one of the reasons I brought this up is today, I was still on one ride, the entire day, but part of the contributing factor of that, I wouldn't say the full reason, but one of the reasons that was the case was because the ride was broken all day. And this is a ride that does require multiple people to operate it. So there was like a group of us just hanging out as the ride was down for like a 7-hour shift. And it was, and the mechanics really did try, but it was still down when I left, and the park does not stay open much longer after I get done. So that baby was well and truly busted. That's the thing though, right? Because I feel like, and this is definitely true for guests, I can't stress enough, and I will be changing jobs soon, and here's the thing, it's still an amusement park job, so whatever, but I'll see how just dumb the people of that amusement park are, because boy oh boy, like, when you work at an amusement park, you're just like, oh no, these people can't follow people of all shapes and sizes, people of all backgrounds and creeds. None of them can follow basic instructions. Like sheep. Not in like the conspiracy theory sense, but in the sense of like, I need a sheepdog. I need something to manually guide them to the point I need them at. I was reminded of that today. I was ready. We were an hour in, and I was ready to snap. Because the ride was operating for a short time, and during that time, some people really wanted to test my patience. There were not a lot of people today, and they were like, we're gonna do a thing, and I was like, don't, and they're like, why not? And I'm like, that's not how it works, etc., etc., back and forth forever. And they were like, and then I walked, like, I did make the judgment call of get really upfront with them or walk away, and I did walk away, and then someone else dealt with it. I didn't assign someone else to deal with it. I just walked away. I was not like, hey, other employee, get over here, deal with this for me. I was just like, there's people around, someone else will get this. Also, even if the person, hi Stitch, even if the person did continue to do the wrong thing, it was like something I could deal with in my duties specifically. So I was just like, worst case scenario, I'll account for that and we move on. I'm done arguing. I would not threaten death, but I was almost like, lady, are you dense? Listen to the words I'm telling you. Cause that's the thing, right? I'm not saying I'm like special boy, give me good treatment because of this, but I like to make sure people are having a good time, right? But on top of that, they gotta listen to it. Like, there's rules. And about half of them are to make sure you're safe. And I would never tell that to a guest, because I don't trust the guest to know which half are the ones to keep them safe. Heck, one of those very rules that I know is there to keep people from definitely injuring themselves, people break daily. Every time I'm doing the ride, it applies to. Like, all the time. Yeah, okay. Oh my lord. Shadow Mage, you turned into one of the guests. You werewolf. You werewolf transformed in front of my eyes. Shadow Mage, why do you think... Oh. Okay. No, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, you are so right, Shadow Mage. Yes, you're right. You reworded it. You're right. I thought because you're right. There are a lot of the rules are for that, but like people sue for such mundane reasons of like, I did not get my ice cream. You are getting sued now. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. And that's the road I thought you were taking of. And I was like, Shadow Mage, they'll sue if they get hurt. And that's what you meant. And I'm sorry. See, I'm infected. I'm infected by the people going to the amusement park. This is also one reason I will not and am not talking about where I work, etc., because for multiple reasons, but also because I want to talk trash every now and then. I like working there. I was talking about that today. I enjoy working there. I'm just being... No, you're right. You are right. You're not. You're not wrong. I don't know how much my park in particular would care if someone on their property was wounded if it did not directly correlate to, you know, them losing money. But that is true. I don't know. I feel they're... No, you're right. They're not mutually exclusive. They can be separate. I forget what mutually exclusive means sometimes. It's like a Venn diagram. But, yeah. Like, let me just say, like, when I'm enforcing the rule at the park, it's because a good amount of them are to keep people safe, to keep the park from being sued. Then a certain handful are to... What was I thinking of? Are to just make sure the park runs smoothly, you know? So that people aren't running amok and we have to deal with them on top of trying to get people through rides. So I, you know, do those ones just to be courteous. And then then the last few are just kind of BS. And again, I would never say that to a guest because I don't trust their judgment. They'll be like, this one is BS, right? And I'm like, no, that's to keep you from getting grievously injured. I brought this up because, like, rides can break down and they're not a danger to anyone. there's the off chance you might get stuck on it, but even then, you're not in danger. Worst case is we get you off of it. A good amount of times it's computer errors, which is nothing. We call someone over, they clear the computer, the ride is hunky-dory again. Yeah. Oh no, I don't think... I'm legitimately having a hard time imagining a ride at my establishment where if it could break in such a way you'd be injured. Like, it'd have to be catastrophic. There is one. I can think of one that can break in such a way that someone would be injured. But Shadow Mage has a point. There's fail-safes for those. But yeah. I'm just saying, people, they test my patience. I'm legitimately doing my best. In a lot of time. Like, I'm not going to be like every now and then. I'm not going to say I'm not every now and then just phoning it in. But I'm trying to make sure people have a good time. Not even necessarily because I'm like, let me do the best at my job. But solely because I'm like, I want to have fun. And I want to make sure other people are having fun. This is a half selfish reason for me to do this. Because if I'm just miserable here, then I'm probably not gonna enjoy my time. I rather goof about. Highlight my. If someone does get hurt, don't sign anything from. Don't. They're just copy pasted the badge hypertext. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't think you gotta worry about it, Mage, because I don't think anyone is getting hurt anytime soon. And on top of that, if someone does get hurt at my park, like, I'm probably gonna be like away from there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not interacting with it. I'm leaving. If someone gets hurt, like, there's nothing I'm going to do that's gonna miraculously recover them. So I won't be there. Like, we got doctors and everything. Security, etc. They'll show up, they'll do their job. My job is to make the rides work. So I'm not showing up to that. Oh, that? I don't care. I don't know. I get you, but I'm not getting into that. I don't know, and I don't care. It's a thing, right? And this is only tangentially related to what Shadow Mage is saying, but, like, I think about drama recently, and, like, I'll enjoy talking some goss with someone, depending on the type of goss it is, the type of hot goss it is, but I don't like drama. I'd like to... Granted, I was just talking about my patience being tested, but on a very real level, I like to avoid any type of confrontation. Legal, verbal, physical for the most part. I have thought about getting into boxing before, because of, like, martial arts. I feel like I'd have a fun time learning boxing, and also, I don't know. I have done karate on and off in the past, but it's never gone very far. Ugh, I got it. Oh no. The way circles work in CSP, oh no. Remind me. I need to remember to leave my phone there. Windows noises. Working. Circles work in CSP? They do. But I don't know. Maybe I have to go. I haven't used Photoshop in so long. Like, I don't remember, because when I got Clip Studio Paint, like, I just started using it and like I had occasionally used Photoshop for some stuff, school related, since for the longest time school provided me with Adobe products. And then, you know, then I just started using it for everything. Partially because everyone started working from home during the pandemic, during my later school years. And then I just kept using it for so much. So even towards the end of my school tenure, like, I was not using Photoshop. But, like, circles just act like lines in CSP. And there can be a problem with that, because sometimes you just want to adjust the circle's position. And it's like, I don't know. Oak was showing me fancy stuff was showing off some fancy CSP stuff on her stream the other day. And I made the conscious choice to hear what she was saying and think, no, I'm just going to keep doing it my way. Even though her method did use some stuff that might be beneficial to me, I made the conscious decision of, no. No, I've decided not to learn at this juncture. Yes, that is exactly what I am talking about, Lime. Vector, the vector lines. The vector! From Despicable Me specifically. I forgot. But yeah. I don't know. Like, it's cool, right? And to a degree, it benefits my art style. But, like, I'm okay just, you know, doing what I do. Just like, I don't want to add more technical layers. Vectors are pretty dang neat. You're pretty dang neat. Real quick, just because I realized I'm adding a tube here. I can't wait for when I get to draw this thing's powers, and it swells up its neck like a frog, like a like a wolf frog. That's gonna be my favorite part of drawing, like the next 5 pages. Lycanthrope. I was also thinking, I remembered my thought recently, which is, it's hard to give, it can be real hard to give Alex a meaningful rogues gallery when he can erase any problems from existence. That is actually one of the more enduring villains I've designed for Alex. A lich named Heartstring. Because she doesn't have a soul. So she is the image of a human, and looks and walks and talks like a human or other sapient creature, but she's not truly alive. She's more or less just a bunch of magical stuff in a human suit. So Alex can erase her from existence, but as opposed to other truly alive beings, she can reform. There's nothing stopping similar or identical magical properties from coming together again, reforming her. So, Unfortunately for Alex, she comes back once or twice. And Alex does not usually whip out the "I'm going to now end your everything" forever. But Heartstrings pretty mean. So Heartstrings pretty mean and not actually alive. So he makes an exception. I wonder how people will receive that logic of some things are genuinely alive and others are others look alive. His Livis. I mean, listen. When you value life more than anything, Shadow Mage, yeah. When you value life and are also able to tell the difference between living and non-living things, yeah. Listen, when you're traveling the no, I can't say that word. The challenge of writing this series is not saying the fucking word multiverse. Thanks to Marvel and Rick and Morty. But when you're traveling universes, sometimes, well, Alex would have a problem with you, Shadow Mage. Sometimes you find shambling piles of meat that walk, talk, and act like humans, but are more so a series of random electrodes. That's the Marvel villain, but who cares? A series of random natural processes formed in a human coat. Sapiens, exactly. Sapiens versus sentience. That is the most, like, I don't want to say mundane, but you know. You're right. it is what it is. I think the only, like, shade of gray I'm adding is the fact that, like, some sapiens is humans, and some non-sapiens looks, walks, and talks like humans. Even though the only character that super applies to in the series is Heartstring, and even then, she's like a ghost, so... Oh, I get what you're saying. Well, that's the thing, Shadow Mage. Given his position, Alex only considers sapient things life. And some universes have sapient animals and other such things. Some universes would have sapient animals and non-sapient humans, despite appearances making it look just like our world. It's a hard thing to tell and test. Unless you have the power to stare into people's souls. I mean, it depends on the universe. Alex is incredibly selectively vegan. If he goes to the world and the cows have souls, he is not eating any burgers. He is like, no. That's gross. But then there's other universes where the plants have souls. And then Alex is exclusively a meat eater. And he's like, much better. Blue hedgehog Sonic. Blue hedgehog Sonic. And then there's universes where it is both, where both plants and animals have souls. And Alex is like, I don't actually need to eat. Legitimately. In the momentary sense, and in the, you know, and in the whole sense. But I'm cheering Deja on in college. Does not make a tasty non-once sentient burger into existence. I mean, he can, but that's what. But I mean, like, he can do that. But what I'm saying is, if you offer him a once sapient burger, he will refuse you. And I guess whether or not he creates one for himself depends on whether or not he was actually feeling like eating a burger at the moment. You know what I mean? If he didn't actually care about eating a burger, he's not just gonna turn yours down and then make his own. That's rude. He knows that's rude. He'd be like, man, that'd be real rude of me. These people are being nice. They offered me a burger. I can't just create my own burger after denying theirs. They're not gonna get it. Am I gonna give this... He'd just be like, am I gonna give this waitress a philosophy lecture? Or I guess life lecture? In the middle of this Applebee's? No. That's a dickhead move to do. I will simply enjoy my glass of water with my friends. Before we slide, exactly. Man, Alex must hate the movie Sausage Party. Not just because it's a bad movie. But because some places do have all their food alive. And he doesn't enjoy that. He's like, oh, this is... both the movie is tasteless. And all of this. I can stare into this PB&J's soul. And I really rather not. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm gonna have a whole freaking chapter to explain Alex's whole soul deal, but I don't know. I do remember, I feel like not too long ago, I was like, oh, that series does kind of have the thing I'm going for with Alex, but I forget what it was. Also, I'm using soul as like a stand-in term here. I don't think the idea really matches up with like souls in a traditional... Oh my goodness! Cole! Thank you, Cole. Raid worked. I'm glad raid worked. How's everyone doing? Have you had a good stream, Cole? I'm working on comic pages. Oh no. I made a comic. I didn't like how it looked. Now I'm making the comic again in a new art style with new methods. And I like how it looks now. See, look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that street I drew. This too. These halftones. That line art. Those black and whites. On a very manga-ish. Definitely my inspiration here. Yeah. And we're continuing that. I got 11 pages on the Patreon. And I've got 5 done in redoing. That happens sometimes, Cole. Been there many a time. Too much in my head today. I've been there. Hey, listen. Take care of your mental health. No stream is worth your mental health. Unless... No. Oh my goodness, I keep forgetting. I need a new phone. I think that's going to be my Christmas gift, is getting a new phone. For many reasons. But what if? No. I say that. I mean, no, actually, I'm not... Don't be like, Cahill, what about your fucking Dark Souls challenge run streams and shit? No! That's not disqualifying me from telling you this. I'm saying... Definitely not. I've been there. Then that'd be one thing, Shadowmage, but that won't happen. Streams don't do that. Also, fair call. I mean... Oh, they, them. Okay. Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that. But... Yeah, I mean... I get I did just go into the whole... You know... The activity you're doing is damaging your mental health. But I do also mean it in a... I did originally and still do mean it in the sense of... You know... You are not in the mental headspace to stream right now. Don't. Trust me, I've also been there. It's also bad. I delete those streams. Not necessarily because I do anything. I feel like I say this a lot. And I'm like, oh no. I hope people actually don't think I'm lying. I have no reason to lie. I feel like if I did something too bad on stream, I would just stop streaming. But... I delete those streams just because, like, they're not entertaining. I'm in a bad mood, and you can tell. Jay Lee, they, them. I mean, I'm just trying to get to using they, them for everyone. Because it's not hard. And it is the most non-offensive. And furthermore, you know, if they do care that much... And they can correct me, but it won't be in the sense of you got it so wrong. It's more of you were using the neutral term, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like this specific term. I did see a video online the other day talking about how like they them is a problem, not because of any kind of gender politics, but instead because English does in fact need a gender neutral pronoun. because it becomes hard to talk about gender neutral people or people gender neutrally in a group, which is fair. They're not wrong there. It's hard to talk about a group and then specify in on someone using they them pronouns because you were just referring to a group, which also uses they them. Used to. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, like I just said. Word for a group. What's that? It's y'all. That is true. But the problem is, yes. But it's not a case of y'all is what you mean. Well, first off, that's when you're addressing your group. And second off, you know, it's still not a case of you can't use they, them as the pronouns for the group as a whole. I don't care that much. Them's over there. It's more of a case of, yeah, English doesn't have a gender neutral pronoun and it is lacking because of that. But I mean, listen, every freaking language has its problems. No one's made the perfect language. It would honestly, maybe this is a hot take. It'd be stupider to have created the perfect language right off the bat. Because, like, I don't know, what would that even look like? And also, there's already there's plenty of different languages. So it's not like creating the quote-unquote perfect one would just erase the other ones. It'd be weird if just like a group of humans early in history We're like, well, we've done it. We figured out the perfect verbal way to communicate. And then went around evangelizing their own language. And I don't know what that history looks like, but like, am I interested to see? Sure, but I'm not actually hurting that bad for an improved language. I'm not good at language to begin with. If I didn't speak English, I wouldn't be good at speaking. I would just be bad at speaking in another language. English has nothing to do with it. I'm bad at it. Cahill, why do you keep putting yourself in situations so dependent on you speaking them? Good question. Oh, fuck is language? I don't know. The fuck is language? Fuck is language. Oh no. I keep forgetting. Have a good call. I hope you feel good as you do so. And afterwards, Cole, you're cool. I'm sorry hearing about bad mental state, but you know, it does happen. So important to remember. Pending. What's the thing, you know, I was talking about watching stuff about manga before. I am considering reading Chainsaw Man. I think the only problem is, like, it's hard for me to gauge at the moment how much it'll fuck me up. There's plenty of anime and manga that'll fuck you up. Berserk, Devilman Crybaby, End of Eva. Like, you will get messed up because of reading that. And I actually can't tell what Chainsaw Man's deal is. All I've heard is that it's weird. That's fair. Its intro, the people got real hyped for the anime to come out. And the intro does go fucking hard. Like, the animation and the song, they went in on it. And also the animation for the whole thing in general is pretty damn good. So I don't think they disappointed, at least from not what I've seen or heard on Chainsaw Man in an anime adaptation. But I'm getting Shonen Jump and I'm working through One Piece, so like, it wouldn't be bad to, what do you think? Honestly, here's the thing. It's not even, I'm not even talking about quality here. I feel like when I'm done with One Piece, reading it, rereading certain sections, etc., etc., I'll be disappointed to a degree with whatever I pick up next. Not in a sense of speaking towards quality, but purely in the sense of that's it. To be fair, though, there is actually, like, I think I've told the story before about how I got my PS4 with Bloodborne and just played Bloodborne all the time. And then I was like, oh, I've kind of reached the peak here. I don't actually know if there's another game as good as Bloodborne right now. At least available for PS4, because I was looking for more PS4 games. But with that in mind, like, I know that's the case for One Piece in terms of sheer long form storytelling, because it's One Piece. And there isn't a contemporary piece of media right now that I can think of off the top of my head that competes with it in that. Like, I'm sure there is, but you gotta admit, it's hard to think of one. It's like, before you even open your mouth, to suggest a good story in a long-form format, go look at both One Piece's quality, which at the very least is above average, and look at its length. Consider both of those options, and then come back to me. Because both of those are pretty high. So, competing with those, you're gonna need a real whammy. And there's the other problem. I could make the argument about comics kind of being that, like certain comics. But I read Ultimate Spider-Man. I did that before One Piece. That was one of my first comics, is Ultimate Spider-Man. Which doesn't even have as many, it started after and concluded before One Piece, and it still feels like a massive story being told. And I already did it. I'm almost caught up. I'm in the 900s now. 900s. Insane to think. I'm trying to think. Because, like, it's an interesting dissection. Because, sure, One Piece is, like, the biggest. But even Action Comics, the first superhero comic as we understand them today, that reached 1,000 like 2 years ago. And it had like an 80-year start. And I know their release schedules are wildly different, but it still makes you think about, like, what are the processes, what different processes there are between Western and Eastern comics. Very interesting. This would be a part where the vector art would come in handy for me. But I'm a stubborn old man. What you gonna do, Do-do-do-do. After replaying Sonic Colors, I can see why people call it the good one. How old are you? I'm 23. I believe I've said 23 years old. Listen, I can be younger than people and still feel old, okay? We're not gonna get into... Please do not call yourself old. Sucks to be you. I'm calling myself old. You don't have to be old with me. Sliding scale. Whether or not you choose to believe that is completely up to you. But to me, it's a sliding scale. Because it's like how old you feel. And that's not just that's not just like a philosophical thing. There's weight behind that. People, like, I have relatives I know who are a certain age where some other people look and move awful. You know, like, they are decrepit by that age. But people in my family, and I know, are very active and, like, doing tons of stuff. So, aging is not the concrete, solid thing people think it is. And I'm not even trying to get philosophical, I'm just saying. There's no hiding that at a certain smaller age range, certain things happen in terms of, like, your body gives up. But still. Sometimes a decade isn't the difference you once thought it is. Just by different lifestyles and philosophies lived by you and other people. Yeah. I don't know. That's another interesting thing to think about. Aging is not necessarily a mandatory thing. It's an evolutionary byproduct / design. Like, I'm not saying evolution is sentient, but, like, there are biologically immortal creatures in the world. And I'm sure there was always the possibility humanity could have ended up among them. Among Us? Is Among Us immortal? Probably. I don't think I got to talk about this on stream. I might have tried and got distracted. Saw a post about wanting to go back to using the Illuminati symbol as, like, look at this instead of Among Us, since those two shitposts kind of overlap. But here's the thing, the Illuminati one sucks. Because Among Us is such, like, it's... There's a 0, but you do not know that, chat. I can say for 100% certain. I mean, they wouldn't be... That's the thing. To be fair, it would, by definition, have to be a different species. Because... Is it semantics again? Is that what you're saying, Shadow Mage? Is that it would be semantics? We're way too complex to be ageist. I don't know. Well, that's what I was about to retort with, is we don't know, you know, we don't know the totality of evolution, but we're not getting into that. This is me talking about what we don't know again, and every time we do this, everyone's like, Cahill, you're stupid. There's no possibility. Anyway. I'm going back to Among Us, and you can't stop me. Just because, like, Among Us character is such a specific shape, you don't think will pop up everywhere, and then it does. Whereas Illuminati is a triangle. And almost anything can be a triangle. Like, literally almost anything can be a triangle. Especially if you, like, connect dots. If you connect the dots of stuff, almost everything's a triangle. You can argue you only need 2 straight intersecting lines to form a triangle, because then you can squeeze a full triangle up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the corner of a room is basically a triangle, because you can, you know, just squeeze a triangle into it, making the 3rd line. But yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know. Thinking about science now. Thinking about, like, you know, peoples and stuff. A circle. Well, I'm getting out of this. No, because a circle is 1 line. I said the minimum you need is 2... Shadow Mage, you messed it up. I gave you 1 rule and you messed it up, Shadow Mage. I had 1 rule. I wanted 2 intersecting lines, and you brought me the single shape in the world. That is only 1 line. There is only 1 shape in the world you can make with a single line. And it's like curves and circles. And that's the one you got me. Is line a shape? Lines make shapes. Lines make shapes, and a circle only has 1 of them. Lines are the bones of shapes. I say that, but like, that's what makes skeletons, quote unquote, in drawing, is lines. You don't draw the levels of human anatomy or any anatomy to make a drawing. You rough it out, which starts with like lines directing you. So, lines are the skeletons of shapes. And shapes are the geometry of people. And people are the Homo sapiens of the animal kingdom. People are the tapeworm of the animal kingdom. And you might say, Cahill, isn't the tapeworm the tapeworm of the animal kingdom? Actually, they're the macaques. Yep. I'm not gonna expand on that. I'm not gonna assign every known animal a kin. In this, yeah, geometry can be fucked in this stream. That would take too long. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going through the animal kingdom and being like, okay, so this is this. This is this. Like, that would take forever. Actually, I could do this. Actually, let's... Oh wait, first off, I never merge these layers. And second off... Huh. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day. Like I said, mine was fine. Not like amazing, but pretty chill, all things together. And it was chilly. It's getting cold here, so it is being very much. Oh. My day has been made. I'm glad, Shadow Mage. Get you some good vibes, some good vibrations. Oh, Oswald is relaxing. He is splooted out so majestically. I wanna be a good streamer and go for a long time. The only problem is, I feel like I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. I don't know. A short one, I keep doing... Thing is, I keep doing long streams. Is that good? Is that what I want? Is this what Daddy wants? It has been. Oh, damn it. I inserted the maid there. I apologize, Shadow Mage. I heard what I wanted to hear. That my friend Shadow Mage is doing good. Apparently that is not reality. Or at least not to the degree I had believed. It sounds like you were existing. And you want to know something? Been there. Sometimes you just gotta exist. Everyone's always talking about like carpe diem and stuff, and it's like, nah. Some days you just be. Some days you just reassert that you are, in fact, like around, as opposed to doing anything with that, you know? Just like, I will be here. In this moment, in this time. There doesn't really have to be more to it than that. I was just here. I'm not doing bad. Well, yeah. I mean, you've been there, Shadow Mage. Shadow Mage, I will say, you're not encouraging me to go longer. Like, don't get me wrong. You absolutely have it worked, because 19 hours is a ridiculously long time, and you did a great thing. Raising money for charity. But at the same time, it's like, man, a long stream fucked me sideways. Yes, I was saying that, Shadow Mage. I am very aware. No. Does streaming longer always mean streaming better? Probably not. It only means streaming more. I think the only real thing where it's better is when it's raising money for a good cause, as Shadow Mage was doing, and as Indie Land is doing, and as people will do with subathons, you know what I mean? Or it's just like, the more we go, the more support we'll get, thus the more the cause is helped. And with that in mind, it's like, okay, then yeah, longer is unequivocally better in that certain scenario. Thank you for what? I don't do shit, Shadow Mage. Whatever you're thanking me for, you probably shouldn't. I'm a little gremlin on the internet. No one should be thanking me for anything. You're promoting my charity thing. That's literally the least I can do. The least I could do for a good person, for a good cause, is promote it. Okay, I'm back. Glad you're back, Cole. Here's the thing fucking me up. I was thinking about playing Fortnite with friends tonight, and I still kind of want to. But I also wanted to stream and get art done. And the other problem is, and they didn't comment on this, so this is more me saying it than them. It's just like, you know, worrying about having to do stream stuff while playing with friends. Like, I don't feel that big of a difference, but some people do, and I understand that. And I don't want to taint it. No, you. You're emotional. But yeah, I mean, you know. Listen, you were doing a big thing. Gotta make sure people go out. Get out there for it. I think, if it's okay with you, we've been going... When did I start stream? I started stream at 9:50? We've been going for like 90 minutes? My perception... This might be a short stream. Tomorrow will definitely be a longer one. Listen, I keep doing long streams. I'm doing a short one today. It's balancing. It's equivalent exchange. I haven't finished Full Metal Alchemist, but I know the basics of how alchemy works. Alchemy is so much lamer if you don't have the thing the main character has. It's so much not as cool. You know what I mean? if you specifically don't have the ability to just clap your hands together and do it, it becomes so much more cumbersome. It's like, oh. Quick, we need your incredible powers. Okay. I'm gonna need like 10 minutes to draw a circle on the ground. A circle? Yeah, but it's got like intricate designs and stuff. And if it isn't real right, then we're gonna have some funky stuff happening on our hands. Okay, you need 10 minutes? 10 minutes is rushing it. If you could get me like 12 just to fact check, that would be great. Yes. I mean, if we're being real, Luz Owl House, Luz Nocita probably had the best idea. Luz would kill it in Full Metal Alchemist. Because she's just like, I got a deck of cards. They all have individual circles on them. With the effects I know of. I would say same, but that's not true. Circles are a pain in the neck. But Luz basically figured out the alchemy symbol from Full Metal Alchemist, and was like, okay, instead of having to write these everywhere, I'll carry a deck of playing cards with me, with individual symbols on them, and use them as I see fit. Are fucking complex. Yeah. Yeah, and what I'm saying is, make a fucking Gutenberg press to stamp them onto stuff. Unless the moment they're completed is when... No, I just realized the difference between the two. No, I did get their shit. See, this is what happens. Between stream delay and my slow brain, eventually I do get to where chat is at. About the time chat gets there too. But by then it's too late. I do realize there is probably a difference. One of which being you probably finish the symbol and the alchemy happens. Or ritual. I did actually just see a clip from the show reminding me there are certain conditions for certain alchemy. I don't know. I do feel... to be fair, Shadow Mage. I don't know. Well, but... to the same degree, Luz doesn't have every glyph in her deck. She has some basic ones. And like Roy has the... well, Roy has flame... wait. What is Roy... I know it works like... is it just fire? Is it just like... It is simply the glyph for fire, and all he needs to get it to activate is a spark? Okay. I was about to say. Because... what is his... please remind me what his glyph does specifically. Because I know that's definitely explained. At some point. He can also create dudes. Dudes? People who are... his changes something into... okay. Shadow Mage, I hate to... that actually makes me more upset now. Because if watching Mythbusters a lot taught me anything, is that for any gas to be flammable, you need a certain amount of it in the air. You need percentages. Is Roy Mustang creating those percentages on the fly? Is hydrogen just flammable all the time? Okay, don't get mad at me. He's creating fucking explosions. It's gas. You said hydrogen. And yeah, hydrogen gas is flammable, but still. So he's just... Oh no, I'm not getting into it. I've sunk too deep. The FM is always combustible. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. But yeah, still, the percentage is important. They're gonna destroy the Hindenburg. I know. That's the thing. The Hindenburg didn't explode. Also, does that just mean Roy's in a cloud of hydrogen wherever he goes? I'm being very pedantic about it. I'm being very pedantic when it's just like someone, because it's not like a live action thing. They didn't use practical effects to make the explosions happen, which were not what they were saying was making the explosion happen. And furthermore, who cares? Want to know a neat thing Roy does in FMA? Yes. Yes, if you have more like I am asking how his alchemy works. You were just like, it turns oxygen into hydrogen. And I was like, that doesn't create the explosion the size of a small cabinet. A wall busting explosion. Use the flame. Okay. I mean, that I'll accept. It's the specific gas mentioned, which could be flammable, but I've seen Roy do lots of like, I've seen clips and parts of the show. He blows some people up. And you can blow up hydrogen, but again, different combustible gases need certain conditions to do certain things in. What the fuck? Oh my lord, oh my lord. Oh my lord! Oh my lord! I'm not doing this. I'm about to end stream. Just because I'm like, we're not doing this. Mostly because all I'm thinking of is like Roy taking out like a tank of hydrogen. Like he unscrews the top. I'm not even looking. You can't chat. You can't affect me. I'm not looking at you. But like, all I'm imagining is Roy coming in with a tank of hydrogen and like unscrewing this top as it like just starts like out. And then he's like, got you now. And then he snaps his fingers. And like, there's a spark. And maybe like a little, you know, like a little whoosh. And he's like, okay, give it 9 to 10 minutes to fill the room. I'll get you then. And that's obviously not what's happening in the show. I'm being hyper pedantic. And everyone's like, you maroon. You wombat of a creature. And I'm like, listen. You know, I remembered talking one time and be like, what's an anime thing I can say to get people upset? And clearly I found it. Clearly I found the anime thing that gets people up in arms. Which is to say, questioning Full Metal Alchemist's logic. Fucking... It's highly reactive. That is true. One of the most highly reactive... Numbfin nuggies. Eat those. Oh my lord. Lime, that is the only acceptable one of those emotes. Oh my lord. The fucking... I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Ugh. I'm acting like I've seen the entire series. And I know, and I'm thinking of every specific thing. And meanwhile, all Shadow Mage had to do was not say a specific gas. I'm not even blaming Shadow Mage, I'm just saying. If it was just explosive gases, I'd be like, okay. Works for me. I have brought up percentages. Oh my lord, you know, I can't. I'm not even doing it. Not tonight. Go ahead and call me dumb all you want. I don't even care now. I don't even care. You guys are the best thing. And just injected alcohol. I used my... Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna use my alchemy to turn my blood alcohol percent way up. That... you know, that you could probably do that in Full Metal Alchemist. And they probably don't, because I imagine it's extremely dangerous. Like, that's extremely dangerous in real life. I see no reason... I'm not even reading chat, because my friends are being mean to me. Like... That concept alone is extremely dangerous. IRL, let alone when you bring science magic into it. You know? It doesn't get less dangerous because I used magic symbols to do it. Now you're not explaining it wrong. And I'm not even saying I'm right in the situation. But at the same time... I didn't say that! I didn't even say it was wrong! I think what I said was that hydrogen needs a certain percent to be combustible. Well, not combustible. If I say combustible, then that was stupid of me for saying combustible. I meant explodable. I'll give you that. If I said combustible specifically, then yeah, I made a fool of myself. I just thought of explodable. But then I felt like it's just very rapid. I know that. But that's what I'm saying. If Roy is changing, kind of the same thing anyway. Yes, but what I'm saying is the difference between having like a smallish dispersed cloud of hydrogen where you light it up and it go whoosh versus compressed combustible gases which you light up and it go boom. And it's and I said, because y'all doubled that, like, talking about double down. Everyone here doubled down like, Kale, you don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't. Well, I don't know. I don't, but Mythbusters do. And I watched a lot of that, and they did a lot of experiments where it's like, we're going to use this amount of gas in this environment that we saw produced in a film to see if it gives us the same reaction. Yeah. Yeah, I have Shadow Mage. And it's not the... What do you mean gasoline and hydrogen aren't the same? I meant gases as in the state! When did I say gasoline? When did I say gasoline? I'm going insane. I'm scared. I'm scared for my life. I'm not even saying you're gaslighting. A pun. I should have ended with, you're gaslighting me, and then I roll the credits. No. That is a what? I need to back my microphone. I'm moving across the room. I have to scream that. I have to scream this. That is a wild assumption to make, Shadow Mage. That is an insane thing. That is an insane thing to think as we're talking about the thing we're talking about. Now you're crazy. Because obviously I'm talking about the state of matter. Why would I be talking about gasoline? In what world? I'm talking about hydrogen and gas. I'm talking about hydrogen gas. In what world would I start talking about gasoline? Have I just been on a car guy tangent as you guys talk about FMA for 5 minutes? I know this is another streamer I look stupid. I'm hung up on that part though. Also, unless... No, I'm thinking of the one you're not. You've assumed wrong twice now, Shadow Mage. You're 0 for 2. I was thinking about methane gas, not hydrogen. I don't know if is methane. There's probably lots of stuff in gasoline. Petrol. Exactly. And granted, methane is different. Do they test methane? They test a lot of methane explosions. I remember that because those kind of tests, they would explain the triangle for which flame needs to happen, which is fuel, air. I think spark is the last one. It's called a certain kind of triangle. It's like fuel air reaction is the triangle that creates any explosion or flame. And that's what I was kind of talking about. Like this wouldn't have been I need to look up. I don't care. I'm unplugging my phone. I need to look up what this is called now. Because if I had just made a joke of like, oh, Rory Mustang needs his this right, then there wouldn't be in a conversation. Flame triangle. Science. It's just called the fire triangle? Is it just called the fire what is the fire triangle called? Stay silent. Combustion triangle, fire triangle, but yeah. Oxygen, heat, fuel. I should have just said fire triangle. But I thought it had a specific name, and if we're being honest, fire triangle isn't really a funny thing to say. Because I just said, that would just me be saying, I hope Rory Mustang has his fire right, and clearly he does. He's called Fire Guy in the show. Also, whoops. When Rory Mustang walks onto the scene, they're like, hello, Fire Guy. And he's like, hello, I am Fire Guy. That's what they say. That's what they say to him. Oh, yeah. I can fully accept that hydrogen. I don't know. That's the thing, right? I was being pedantic. Because obviously they're not going to show... Obviously they're not going to have, like, little science meters in the corner of Full Metal Alchemist every time Roy's on screen to show you the gas percentage. So that you know it's time for boom. That'd be a stupid... Actually, I kind of love seeing that. I love when shows do that kind of stuff. But regardless, obviously they don't have it. I was being pedantic. No. I was talking about methane. That's the other thing. The other thing I was thinking about is like, because it's better for like a, you know, for gaseous explosions to be in a space. In a field, like in an open field, Roy would have a harder time depending on what he's using. Of course, he could, if you're saying he can use whatever gas he needs thanks to his gloves, then yeah, it's fine. But that's kind of what I was getting at. Is if the percentages are wrong, Being ratio. Oh my lord! I'm ending. I should end stream on that, Gold. Yes, I meant ratios. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Wickerson, my 8th grade math teacher. I'm so sorry I got those wrong. You're right. I should have said ratios instead. I'm about to get fucking ratioed on Twitter because of this conversation. No, Shadow Mage! We're not talking about hydrogen combustion anymore! I'm sick of this! This one's brought me the most pain! Because I felt like it was an innocuous science comment about the ratios of gases in the air. And then everyone took it very personally. Apparently. This erases everything. Why does it do that? That's wild. Why does my eraser now erase every layer? If I do this and then this. Wait. No. What? No. Shut up. No. When did I do that? Oh, I hit merge. I hit merge layers at merge visible layers at one point, and I don't even remember when. This is very fixable. And I don't want to do it. Anyway, so I've completely fucked up the drawing, and it doesn't need to be completely redone. But I fucked it. And we're ending on that. Yeah. And this one is 100% hydrogen. What happened to the 100%? Was near firing a gun. But that's what I was trying to say. No one took it personally. I mean, no. Oh my lord! Oh my lord! I'm going insane! I'm gonna do a stream, and it's gonna be I have to play the Stanley Parable. This is what I have to do. I've just figured out what I have to do, because this happens every time I'm shit talking on stream. I, at some point in the future, will play the Stanley Parable, and I will be 100% literal with everything I say. No hyperboles, no jokes. I'll just be 100% literal about everything. So that chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. Be wrong on the internet. Maybe, Cahill, you shouldn't say anything except exactly what you mean on the internet. Play the new... That's what I mean. Let me just go buy the Stanley Parable, and I will play it and be 100% literal about everything. All my comments, everything I say, in a monotone voice. And if anyone has issues with anything I say on that stream, I will, like, fucking, before I say anything, you'll hear typing beforehand. Because I'll fact check it. Fucking, I'll be like, the Stanley Parable came out 2000 whenever. And that'll be correct. And no one will laugh. Just to be clear, I'm saying this in response to Gold saying no one took it personally. I know no one took it personally. It'd be wild if we start taking Full Metal Alchemist conversation personally. In the sense of literally taking it personally. And I took that personally. Are you the person who wrote the manga? No? Then I don't know why you're taking it. Did you work on the show? Also, no? And then I don't see why you're taking it personally. I'm trying to make goofs about the fact that apparently Roy Mustang is walking around in combustible fart clouds. Because if not, he's not gonna have much of a reaction when he snaps his stupid fingers. You don't know what I was doing. I don't. But Shadow Mage, I've been looking for a job in the... No, wait, stop, Shadow Mage. I've been looking for a job in the animation and comics industry. Why are you apparently a person who's worked on one of the most renowned animes / comics of all time and not helped me out? Like, I thought, like, you never at least told me. So anyway, I started blasting hydrogen. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, this was a disaster. It was a beautiful disaster. And I'm not going to delete this stream. I thought it was kind of funny, honestly. I don't work in the industry now. Oh no, the incident. But short stream, kind of a disaster. What else is new? What the hell else is new? Are my art streams anything but short train wrecks? In the sense everyone can point at me and be like, ha ha ha, look at that high-waisted man. He's got feminine hips. And I'm like, no, that's the thing I'm sensitive about. What's the thing, you know? Everyone go give some of my love to Ben 10. I need to eat. Is something I'm realizing now, is that I need to eat. So the raid message will be Cahill is going to eat. And everyone have a good time with Ben 10. Why is a thing popping up? Oh, there's a little thing. But yeah. I appreciate you being... I appreciate y'all being here. I do hope this was a fun stream for y'all. Despite how weird and kind of low energy it was. But tomorrow we're going to be raiding... Oh no. I was like, what is that noise? And I realized... Oh, Ben is ending stream. Okay, we will not be raiding Ben. Okay. This is a great end to stream. Let's just raid Pulsar. No, cancel the raid. Cancel the raid. Use unraid. Raid. Okay, same thing. Same thing. Cahill's going to eat. I'll see y'all later. Bye.